All right, welcome to 6.3, Solving Systems by Elimination. Remember, in 6.1, we used graphing to solve a system and we estimated solutions. In 6.2, we used substitution and we found the exact solution where the two lines cross. We could check on Desmos to see that. And in 6.3, we're solving systems by elimination. You may also see the term linear combination. I've seen that used on the Keystone practice question. So write that down there. It may say solve the system using the linear combination method. Okay? So elimination and linear combination mean the same. So go ahead, fill in your target. I can solve a system using the elimination method. And let's start with our warm-up. So we're going to simplify each expression by combining like terms. All right, so I can do the 2 pencil mark trick. I'm going to change color so we can see. All right, say plus negative 5x and then plus negative 2y. So I'm going to take a look. I have 2y and negative 2y. Well, those just cancel. And then I have 3x and negative 5x, which leaves me 2x. Over on number 2, okay? So I can do, again, the 2 pencil mark trick there, and I must use the distributive property. All right, so 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 5 is negative 5y. Plus 2x plus 5y. All right, so let's find some like terms here. I have 5x and 2x, okay, which makes 7x. And then I have negative 5y and 5y. Notice they're eliminated. So my answer is 7x. And then, last but not least, I have 4y plus 2x plus 3x minus 4y, 2 pencil mark trick. All right, what can I combine here? Well, I got 4y and negative 4y. Hopefully you just cross them out because they can be eliminated. And 2x plus 3x gets us 5x. So that warm up in the fact that we were able to eliminate terms will help us with this notes section of solving systems using that elimination method. All right, so let's try some vertical addition, right? Remember when you first learned math facts, you learned it vertically. 1 plus 3 equals 4, right? 2 plus 7 equals 9, vertical. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna make a big plus sign and a big equal sign. We're gonna make sure our terms line up, right? So I have x's on top of x's and y's on top of y's, and then here's just your numbers. All right, so let's take a look. 3x plus 6x is 9x. All right, I can 2 pencil mark trick this if I want. I have negative 4y plus 4y. Well, those get eliminated. And then I have, again, I can 2 pencil mark trick this, negative 5 plus 7 is 2, so plus 2. There is my simplified version. All right, right here, we just did the elimination method. All right, so let's go ahead. We have a couple steps to solve. We'll be looking at these steps and going through the process. All right, so the first step is to write each equation in standard form. Ax plus by equals c. A lot of times these will be in standard form. There are going to be times when you have problems that are, if they're in slope-intercept form where it's y equals, the best method may be to use substitution, which we learned in section 6.2. When they're in standard form, the easiest method is probably going to be elimination, and that's what we're learning today. So write each equation in standard form. So let's look at number 1. Okay, are these in standard form? So I have 3x minus 4y equals 10. Yep. And x plus 4y equals negative 2. Yep, they're both in standard form. Okay, so check step 1. Multiply one or both of the equations so that one variable can be eliminated. Okay, basically making them opposites, one positive and one negative. What I mean by that is looking right here. Negative 4y and 4y. Those are opposites. When you add them, they add to 0. That's what you're looking for. In the first set of problems that we're going to go through, you will not have to do step 2. However, when we move later in the notes, yes, we will have to make opposites. All right, so let's add the equations together. So we're on step 3 now. Add the equations. So we're going to make that big addition problem. And since I have like terms on top of one another, I'm going to vertically add 3x plus, if you want to add the 1 there, you can. We have 4x. We can 2 pencil mark trick that if we want to. 4y plus negative 4y, eliminated. It's gone. They're gone. Equals 10 plus negative 2 is 8. So now I have an equation 4x equals negative 8. Well, now it's real easy to solve for my x value. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And I have that x equals 2. So now that I have my x, the same idea, right? A solution has an x value and a y value. X is negative, or x is 2. I'm going to plug it back up into one of my original equations. So either my first one or my second one. I'm going to do my second one. Okay? So I can rewrite, and I'll change colors here. So I'll rewrite this equation. X plus 4y equals negative 2. And I'm going to substitute this value in for x so I can find my y. So 2 plus 4y equals negative 2. Got to solve two-step equation to get my y value. Subtract 2 from both sides. 4y equals negative 4. Divide by 4. And I have y equals negative 1. All right, so I have my x value and I have my y value. Let's go back up and look at our steps. All right, so we solved for the one variable. That was our x. Substitute your solution in step 4 into one of the original typed equations. We did that here, right, where we substituted the 2. All right, so we did that. Solve your other equation. We did that. Write your answer as an order pair. We will do that. As an order pair, 2 comma negative 1, which means if I can close my eyes and picture this graph, the lines should intersect at 2, negative 1. And then step 8, I want you to write it in, please. Check on Desmos. So how we'll check on Desmos is we'll type in our 2 original equations, right, these 2, and then we'll go ahead and verify that this is our solution. I have them ready to go. It's my first 2 lines, and if I tap the solution, it should be 2, negative 1. All right. Using the elimination method, okay? Let's go through number 2, all right? I want to make sure that these are in standard form. Uh-oh, look here, right? My second equation is in standard form, but these do not line up, right? These are not like terms. So let's rearrange the top one. All right, we just need to switch around the 3x plus y equals negative 2. And then negative 3x plus 2y equals 14. Okay, so it was putting them in standard form, not really algebraically rearranging them, but just rewriting that top equation. All right, so step 2, remember we're not working on getting opposite coefficients because I can see I have negative 3x and 3x. If I add them together, they'll be eliminated. So I'm ready to go. Whoop. Vertical addition. 3x plus negative 3x, eliminated. I'm not writing 0x. I'm just crossing them out. The terms are gone. Y plus 2y is 3y. Negative 2 plus 14 is 12. Now, again, I have a one-step equation with one variable. I'll divide both sides by 3 and get y equals 4. All right? Now I'm going to go ahead and substitute my y value into one of my original typed equations, so one of these 2, and I'm actually going to use the first one. So I'll copy that down, y plus 3x equals negative 2. I'll substitute this value in for that y. So I have 4 plus 3x equals negative 2. And now I'm going to solve for my x value. I gotta get rid of the 4. I'm gonna 0 that out, make 0 pairs, subtract 4. I have 3x equals negative 6. Divide both sides by 3. X equals negative 2. So be careful in how you write your ordered pair. Remember, even though we solve for the x second, it does have to come first in an ordered pair. So negative 2 comma 4. And let's check on Desmos. Negative 2 comma 4. There it is. All right, moving on. Again, the coefficients. Moving on to number 3. If you can take a look here and see if they're in standard form. The first one is, right, that's in standard form, but the second one, we actually have to move it around algebraically. So we can actually draw a little great wall of math. I got to get the x term over here somewhere. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to move that whole term, negative 5x. I've got to add 5x. And I have to add 5x here. Okay. So now that term's gone. I have 5x and 2y, but they're separate. They're not like terms. I can't combine them. So I'm going to write it like that. Now they're both in standard form. So let's rewrite them. I got x minus 2y. Again, we could do plus negative 2y equals negative 19. And then I'm going to just write that up there. 5x plus 2y equals 1. I look at my terms. Will anything eliminate if I add vertically? You betcha. We got negative 2y and 2y. So it's second time I did that. It's time to add vertically. X plus 5x. And if you want to put the 1 there, do it. You got 6x. Negative 2y and 2y eliminate. Notice everything is nice and neat lined up. And then negative 19 plus 1 is negative 18. I can easily solve for x by dividing by 6. So x equals negative 3. Now that I have my x, I can go ahead and put it into one of my typed equations. Again, doesn't matter which one. I'll use my first one here. Okay, so I'll copy it down. X minus 2y equals negative 19. I'll do plus negative. And I'm going to substitute this value in for x. So negative 3 plus 2y, plus negative 2y equals negative 19 plus 3 plus 3. Negative 2y equals negative 19 plus 3 is negative 16. Divide both sides by negative 2. And y equals 8. I can write my answer as an ordered pair, right? Again, make sure you did all this hard work. Put the x where the x goes and the y value where the y goes. All right, so negative 3, 8. Let's check it on Desmos. Negative 3, 8. Where those two intersect. There they are. Okay. And if you didn't get negative 3, 8, then maybe go back to your work and look. Did you miss a sign? Where your mistake occurred. Last one, pretty straightforward. I want you guys to hit pause, try to answer it, and then we'll compare answers. All right. Hopefully you notice that we have negative or 3y and negative 3y. So we can vertically add. I have 3x. Those get eliminated. Equals 6. Divide by 3. X equals 2. All right. And then I'm going to plug it back in. I'll plug it into my first one. All right, my first equation. So x plus 3y equals 14. 2 plus 3y equals 14. I'll subtract 2. 3y equals 12. Divide by 3. Y equals 4. So hopefully you guys got the answer 2, 4. And let's check it. 2, 4. Right there. All right, so there should really be no reason why we get these, why we're not checking them or maybe going back and giving a second effort into where we found our mistakes or if we did make a mistake. All right, so that's it for this video. My next video will be adding with multiplication. We'll revisit the steps, but we will focus in on step number 2. All right, thanks for watching.